Hello.
And
Welcome
to Film
Bastards. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, welcome people to episode 488 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everybody.
and
Ian Loring, hello.
and we've got a bumper show this week. We're recording on Sunday, and
Don't just say Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Yes. And all these movies came out at the cinema on Friday, and we've watched them all. You haven't, Becky, but me and Ian have watched them all. So we've got The Pope's Exorcist, Super Mario Brothers the movie, and Air coming up for you, along with what we've been up to. And a few other bits. Getting all the admin out of the way. So we're a Pod Syndicate podcast. Go listen to the Pod Syndicate shows. You know what they are. Go listen to them. There's adverts and bits throughout the show for them. And if you want more of us, we are about to start a new marathon. So are we saying what that is?
Yeah, I think we should.
So fuck it. We're going to do Martin Scorsese.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bumper one.
It's a big boy, isn't it?
It's a big boy.
And it's his fictional films only, no documentaries or concert films.
Yes.
Oh no, does that mean we can't watch the Dylan one?
Yeah, you can watch them on your own if you want.
Okay.
You can watch whatever the fuck you want, Bex, but this is 25 films.
Yeah, it's a chunky one, this one. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. Because I was going through the list and just looking at it going, holy shit, there's just some really good watching along the way there. So we're going to start that next week. And
then after that, we'll probably do Fincher Club, because it'll be around the time The Killer comes out.
Yes. Yeah.
And then that will probably take us into the Christmas period. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's depressing.
We've gone for it. So $2 a month, and that's.
Do you want to say what the name of the series is as well?
Oh, it's fucking beautiful. What is it though? I can't remember, but it is. I remember loving it.
I'll say it then.
Yeah.
The Last Bastards of Christ.
Yes, that was it.
Oh, how Easter appropriate.
Easter Sunday, baby.
The Last Bastards of Christ. Yes. Yeah, so we're going to do that. That's going to be cool. Right, that's admin out of the way. I can power through that. What's been happening in the news this week?
Do we, forgive me, do we want to do the Pope's Exorcist so
Yes,
Bex can do the thing?
We do need to do the Pope's Exorcist because Bex does need to nip off, don't you? Because you need to go and sort out our cat sitter for our holiday.
Cat admin.
Cat admin, yeah. For our prima donna little bitch that's just fucking staring at me right now.
Well, he's a lockdown baby. He can't help it.
He's a piece of shit.
He's not met many people.
He's a prick.
I feel like Becky is me and Mark is Donna about Kiki.
No, because to be honest, like if you were here
right.
listening, Ian, he's just as much concerned as I am. He's just playing Billy.
No, it's not that I'm not concerned. It's just that the cat is a prick. He is your angel baby.
He's my angel baby.
He's the asshole who lives with us.
He's our asshole that lives with us, though.
That's exactly how I think of Kiki.
And you are as concerned about his well-being while we're away as I am.
But I am also, aware of the fact that Amy manages to run a business, have a very good successful career, and 2 children. So
yeah, but no pets that stay around her for more than like a week.
That's a fair point. That.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. Yes, The Pope's Exorcist. Oh, I'm excited for this one.
I am.
Fuck yeah.
Ian, just before we get into the actual Pope's Exorcist, though, we watched a documentary, didn't we, about Father Gabriel Amort?
Oh, did you?
We did. We reviewed the.
We did. Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like years ago, we reviewed that. I think about 6 years ago.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, it looks like it was literally shot on an iPhone. Like, what the fuck is William freaking doing?
Yeah,
thing.
Not even an iPhone, like a JVC handicap.
Yeah. Wow, that was about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So
Russell Crowe's more fun.
Russell
Sorry.
Crowe is a lot more fun. It's directed by
I
Jules.
do feel like I want to read the books though.
Apparently very good. The books are good, yeah.
That's that fucking title card at the end. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. The
So-
books are good. Sorry.
So it stars Russell Crowe, Franco Nero, and the voice of Ralph Ineson.
Fucking
And
hell.
it is
Yeah.
inspired by the actual files of Father Gabriel Amort, chief exorcist of the Vatican. The Pope's exorcist follows Amort as he investigates a young boy's terrifying possession and ends up uncovering a centuries-old conspiracy the Vatican has desperately tried to keep hidden.
Fucking Vatican.
Fucking Vatican. Ian, so this is precisely, I would say, up all of our streets for various different reasons. What did you think to the Pope's Exorcist?
I think the tagline, even though it would have been a spoiler, should have been "No one expects the Spanish Inquisition," because I fucking didn't. So, this is the most Geostorm anything has Geostormed since Geostorm. The Pope's Exorcist is exquisite.
Yeah.
It is. The thing is, Russell Crowe, you said it on the WhatsApp chat, but Russell Crowe is 100% locked in. He is taking this like seriously, but not necessarily playing the character super serious. It just, he's very committed to the role and does this really fleshed out like exorcist who has had a life before being an exorcist, and that plays into it. And he's but at both times much too good for this, and also the only person who should ever play this character. I mean, we'll talk more, and I had genuinely had a blast with this, and I mean, there is some shite in it, but it's fucking beautiful shit. It is beautiful. We'll get into it.
Bex, what did you think to the Pope's Exorcist?
As a we'll get into it. I loved it and would happily watch all 199 sequels that it teases at the end.
Same.
Yeah, I think we're going to be 3 for 3 here. As we get into it, I'll go into it. There's a moment where genuinely I could feel my entire body smile. and fuck it, I'm going to say what it is now. All the time, remember, guys. But there's a moment in the third act. So a lot of the time, third acts of this type of horror movie don't have the balls to go batshit. Not the Pope's Exorcist, but the fucking moment where out of a pool in this essentially like fucking dungeon, after we've had Russell Crowe sat on a throne as like the Pope's martyr,
holding that fucking massive stick.
Yeah,
that was it for me.
Yeah, holding that
great.
and displayed that because it's a good-looking movie. This
it
is, you know. And then the fucking Virgin Mary comes out of the fucking pool.
Yeah,
I was like, I was so close to standing up and just clapping.
For me, it was when his little assistant guy, what's he called? Escobar.
Yeah.
Goes downstairs and finds him sat on the throne, and he's just sat there like some fucking drunk on a chair with his massive staff, with his fucking man spread situation going on.
The only man who could sit like that.
Yeah.
And doesn't he
Osmodeus, like fuck you.
Doesn't he like bang the staff and then like fire symbols burst into flames around it? Oh,
yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And just my favourite part of that part was where the woman who the younger priest had been shagging comes back and she's all bloody. God. And he puts that thing on her.
Medallion.
And she just fucking explodes in blood.
No, she doesn't just explode, Ian. She full body blisters and then explodes.
and then follow it.
You've got to take away from that.
Which is great, but then when it's all over, Russell Crowe just looks at him and goes, You look like shit.
It's the thing about this film is, on a whole, it's great that what it's doing. Like I said, Russell Crowe is very into it. It's not a paycheck for him. Anyway, he doesn't need to do a paycheck movie. He's fine. But he clearly just is really interested in the story. But you've also then got Franco Nero as the Pope.
The literal Pope.
Yeah, and you've got Russell Crowe just speaking in Italian in it, and then speaking in Latin in it.
Oh no, but I love the bit when it's before the hearing earlier on. It's like, the Pope is my boss. If you have any problems with my actions, speak to my boss. I love that bit.
Pope.
He's such a sassy bitch.
Yeah, he is. He's playing him as a sassy bitch, and then to the point of sassiness that where the Pope basically sends him to San Sebastian in Spain, and he's like, all right, and then the next shot you see is him pulling up outside this abbey on his moped, and you're thinking, has he gone all that way on his moped?
do you know what the best moped moment for me was?
When he uses it to pull off these.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't,
that's good.
did you go on your own to see it, Ian?
Yeah.
So I don't know that you would experience this, but like we were literally sat there like, a human being could pull harder than a moped could, and we both just looked at each other and went, the fuck. But yeah, it was
But
I could pull harder than a moped could.
The film has just got this weird blend of like horror moments, even though they're basically Exorcist rip-offs. Like,
I don't
pretty.
care, though.
No, but I don't care. But then also just this comedy, and it's it's like actually not laughing at it comedy. But I mean, just like when it's like, get me the priest, and then the priest comes in, gets blown like,
Not that one.
priest.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny, but I mean, like Russell Crowe, like oh god, when he's the guy's got his ear bitten off, and it's just like, well, you should be thankful you stayed as good looking in this profession for as long as you did. And then it's just like, would you just stop? And then Russell Crowe's like, shh, the women are sleeping. And he's the one who's telling the fucking story, so now he's saying shush, that like the women are sleeping. It's great.
But
It's
that
great.
bit though, like that bit after he's got his ear bitten off, and so like Russell Crowe's doing his Russell Crowe shit, doing whatever he's doing away from everywhere else, and like the daughter starts getting fucking writhed around in a closet, and the priest gets his ear bitten off, and the mother is like, what the fuck, what's happening to her?
She's getting
her two
getting
single beds have pulled
Yes,
away
yeah,
from
she's
each
getting-
other, and she's just fallen in the middle.
So she's getting sucked into a bed, and then he just comes back upstairs and sees the priest with like all the blood flying, like pouring down his face, and he's like, the fuck's happened? And then just goes around and fixes all the scenarios, because it's just like this inexperienced priest just clearly has no fucking clue what he's doing. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Well, oh god, and it just reminded me. Like, he's like, I haven't confessed in 8 years. You haven't confessed in 8 years. Well, are you sorry for it all? Yes. Okay.
Thanks, Gabriel.
Yes, I'm sure you're sorry.
So, yeah, that's it.
You're a man of God. I'm sure you're very sorry for what you've done.
But then also the plot. Genuinely, when it turned into Indiana Jones for like 10 minutes at the start of the third act, where they're like walking around the tomb, I was actually quite like, that's actually quite an interesting idea for a plot. Like the whole idea of like the lead priest in the Spanish Inquisition actually being possessed.
Yeah.
And then the Russell Crowe, like his like sin, or like his worst fear or regret, that girl. And it wasn't that she was actually possessed, it's that she was sexually abused by...
She needed help, and he didn't help her.
Yeah. And, like that, there's just interesting nuggets here, which it's an interesting film. It is fucking stupid, and it's really entertaining. But there is some plot stuff in here which does actually keep you going. And like Mark, like you said, the third act, like, you know, a lot of films don't go as batshit. It goes batshit, but it's also actually quite interesting that, you know, the devil wants to possess him so that he can go to the Vatican and then, you know, do another Inquisition or whatever. You know, it was good. You know, that's a cool idea. But it's also got Russell Crowe speaking Italian and being a sassy little bitch.
So, like, did you have that moment? Because I had it, and then I mentioned it to Mark, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I had that as well." So, where you're like watching it, and you're trying to be like a serious film watching person and follow the plot, and then your brain goes, "Nah, this don't all hang together," and then another bit of your brain goes, "We don't fucking care. It's fun. Fuck you." We both have that.
Yeah, that's it. The Pope's Exorcist does exactly what it says on the tin. You know, it's Russell Crowe playing the Pope's Exorcist, and it's almost it's quite telling off of the Catholic Church. It's quite an interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting bit of that, you know, and you know, Gabriel Amott was like that. You know, he frequently called out the church's past discretions.
But like, yeah, I mean, it could have stood to be scarier, and I think there were aspects of the plot that did start going a little bit all over the place. Like, I genuinely, why did the Pope throw up all that blood? Apart from the fact that it was a really funny moment.
Because it was reaching out to people who he had influence over. I think
So, yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be that like it was going to try and possess the Pope or something. But then
I do reckon that's on the cards coming up, I reckon.
Oh God, yeah.
So,
I mean, if it becomes like fucking the Pope's Exorcist Ghost Protocol, where it's like the Pope goes against Father Amorth, and now Father Amorth has to go rogue along with a band of other ex-Vatican agents or something like. Oh, that would be. God, that'd be fucking exceptional. I would watch another 199 of them, as Beck said.
Yeah,
I would as well.
All the sequels.
Really good, like production design.
Yeah.
It's easy to just go very generic with this, and I thought it was a little bit with the house being like the abbey that they're at, and it being like it wasn't. It was like, right, are we just gonna get this? But then as soon as they go down into like the dungeons bit, it's like, all right, this has got some fucking.
Yep.
This looks good. It looks like a fucking proper movie.
They threw some money at it.
Yeah.
I am here for the Pope's Exorcist franchise.
Well, apparently, I think it cost about $8 million.
Yeah.
I think.
Really? Wow.
Budget.
Including Russell Crowe's salary.
Russell Crowe will work for scale.
He'll back end that shit.
Yeah. If he finds it interesting.
Is he gonna find it interesting by episode 175 though?
Yeah, I think Russell Crowe will.
Yeah.
The thing about Russell Crowe is he quietly has been doing things that he just finds interesting for pretty much most of his career.
Yeah, he rocks up in stuff, and I mean, like, fair play. You know, he was on the Empire podcast this week talking about this. You give me any other fucking A-list star who's in a dirty little horror movie like this, who's actually going to go on the publicity trail for it. There won't be many, but Russell Crowe would do it because he actually was interested in the character. Oh, and also just another one of my favourite lines, my greatest fear, France winning the World Cup. Should have just stopped at France, but that would have been better. But again, very good. A Geostorm, just one of the most entertained times I will probably have in the cinema this year.
Yeah.
And it's a better. It is definitely a better film than I was expecting. Like a genuinely, actually a better film.
Yeah, I am going with Geostorm because of the spirit of Geostorm.
Yeah, and that because I'm almost tempted to say, actually, no, do you know what? Fuck it, definitely not shit. But it made me smile an awful lot.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's shit, but I also just think that the spirit of Geostorm was invented for this type of movie.
Yeah.
Genuinely, for me, it's a 4 out of 5 movie.
Yeah, it's a definitely not shit for me because there's no way that the so bad it's good fits it for me.
Oh fuck.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not shit.
I've
It's
changed
not
my mind.
So bad.
Can we have a new category of the Pope's Exorcist?
But then what is that though?
It's just a movie. I think that's just joy in a roundabout way.
Like I shouldn't.
Fuck it, I'm going for definitely not shit.
Yeah, I'm yeah. This review's turned me round. Definitely not shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Go on, the Pope's
I feel
Exorcist.
really influential now.
And the thing is, our audience poll here, definitely not shit 44%, touching cloth 33%, shit 11%, and Geostorm 12%. Now, I'll be honest, I'm really quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I think that the Pope's Exorcist is going to be one of those movies where people are going to watch it thinking, God, this is going to be shit, and then go, do you know what? That's a blast.
Yeah. It's a subverting expectations for sure, but then because I never expected it to be bad. Like I expected it to be Mark and Becky Nip because it's got all that Catholic guilt shit in there, and we love that shit, don't we? But I never expected it to be bad within that range of kind of geostorminess, because Russell Crowe doesn't necessarily do shit. I mean, there's limits, but
I mean, there's Prize Fight in the Life of Jem Belcher.
there is.
We reviewed that, didn't we?
We review a lot of Russell Crowe over the years.
I love Russell Crowe.
I still haven't watched Poker Face, and he directed that as well, didn't he? I need to fucking get on that.
We watched the first hour and then had to dip out, didn't we?
Yeah, it's better than Blackbird.
Poker Face was alright, but it is a little bit more thinky than you think it's going to be. Yeah, right. Well, that was the Pope's Exorcist.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you need to get off?
I need to go sort my cat out.
Right.
All right.
We may or may not see Becky later. We'll see.
Yes.
If not, love you. Bye.
Right. So should we do news now, Ian?
Sure. Why not? I feel like there has been news.
There has been news. So there's going to be more.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Daisy Ridley Star Wars. So there's more. So the Skywalker saga that we were promised was done is not done.
Yeah, so there's 3 films, and at first I read that it was a trilogy of films, but it looks like they backed off from that. So there's going to be essentially an episode 10, which is Daisy Ridley in it, which is about her rebuilding the Jedi Order or something. You've got James Mangold doing a film basically about the birth of the Jedi. And then you've got Dave Filoni, who does a lot of the Star Wars animated stuff and has been directing episodes of the TV shows, doing one which is apparently basically going to be something that's going to tie up the Mandalorian verse. So here's my prediction. The Daisy Ridley one does happen. The Mandalore-verse one goes straight to Disney Plus, and the James Mangold one never happens.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's staggering how bad Marvel have got, not by Marvel, but how bad Disney have got with their big film slate in the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. I don't get why you'd watch these announcements and be excited, because it is just there is a very strong chance that this stuff just never comes to fruition. No. And the Daisy Ridley one, it does sound like that's quite close to the go time. But like the Taika Waititi one still hasn't officially been cancelled or anything. So that one's like hanging around in the ether as well. And the Mandalorian one, again, it kind of depends on, do they actually want to wrap shit up? Because Ahsoka is only just starting this year. And also the Mandalorian season 3, I'll be honest, I watched the first episode. I haven't bothered watching any of the others, and the reactions aren't necessarily making me want to. And it is just like, is the Mandalorian actually going to be still hot shit by the time they get to do that?
Well, the thing is, it's almost a little bit like, because there would be a temptation and to blame it on the pandemic. Now, I think you could do that with Marvel and say that the stutteringness of Marvel could kind of coincide with the pandemic. But this is just Solo. It's all because Solo seemed to curse all it touched.
Spooked the fuck out of them. Really
But
did.
Not only that, what's his name? Alden Ehrenreich was going through the hot new shit, and then since Solo Star Wars Story, what's he done? Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
And then in a bonkers universe, Bradford Young hasn't made another film since.
That's great. Is he even in TV?
No.
Well, he just hasn't done anything.
Hasn't done anything.
What's hang on? So he did like Selma, didn't he? And then
he did Selma. In the space of like a couple of years, he did Ain't Them Body Saints, Selma, A Most Violent Year, Porn Sacrifice, Arrival, which he was nominated for an Academy Award, then Solo Star Wars Story, I think a couple of little bits in between. And it seems like he's not done anything since.
That's wild. Yeah, he was hot shit.
Yeah. And
I hope he's all right.
Yeah. Couple of shorts. But yeah, nothing since Solo, which was quite heavily criticised for being quite dark.
Yep. Looked like shit.
Yeah, it did not look good. Whereas, Arrival, Ain't Them Body Saints, A Most Violent Year all looked very, very good. Yeah, like you say, you hope there's nothing that he's just taking a break, that there's nothing untoward there.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. But we'll see when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah. Thinking what else has happened in the news. So did we know that apparently Jim Carrey is rumoured to be in the new Deadpool?
No, but cool. That makes me more interested.
Yeah, apparently Jim Carrey is going to be in the new Deadpool. Or is in talks to be in the new Deadpool.
Yeah, good. All right. Fucking, why not just throw random shit like that at it? If Jim Carrey's going to be in an MCU film, I think I'm glad it's a Deadpool 3.
Yeah, that could be. It could be quite fun. That. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I saw that was interesting in the news this week. But I think it mostly has been sort of taken over by Star Warsy bits and bits like that.
Timothy Chalamet's doing his own singing in the Bob Dylan biopic, which is James Mangold's next film.
Fair play.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that's big. James Mangold, he's got that. He's writing and I think directing Swamp Thing for DC.
Yeah.
He's already got 2 films lined up before he even does a fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
that Star Wars film's not happening.
No, I don't think so. Right. Trailers,
yeah. So another new trailer for Into Spider-Verse, and kind of back in the game for it now.
Maybe. I don't know.
it does seem like it's going to be a bunch of Spider-Men fighting other Spider-Men.
I'm a little wary about. I'm hoping it trips us up with what is actually going on here. Like it'd be good if it was only showing us like the first act.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is. I'm also like another one I think is coming out next year, which is Beyond the Spider-Verse. So this is obviously going to end on some sort of cliffhanger, and I don't know. There's something about it that's still not quite hitting for me, and I really, really like Into the Spider-Verse. I'm also right. Peter Parker's got a kid, great. So we're gonna have a baby fucking rocking around here on occasion, cool. That just felt a little bit like, hey, do you know what audiences like? Babies. Yeah, I don't know. That felt a little artificial, but fine. I'm looking forward to it. Neither of these trailers have done much for me, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's not one that's. This one did more for me, but it's still not one that I'm, super pumped for.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Right, should we move on to trailers? Oh, we are
on trailers.
Yeah, fucking hell, my brain's gone to mush. What else have we caught, Ian?
Okie dokie. So, there have been some. Just having a look. New Robert Rodriguez film with Ben Affleck in, Hypnotic. Well, I say new. It was filmed years ago.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, this one?
Yeah. So it kind of just looks like most of the things that Ben Affleck's character thinks he's seeing in this film, he's probably not seeing. And by the end, it will be, well, actually, the real thing is this. But then there'll be a final shot that will go, or is it? Oh, you're there.
Oh, am I still there?
Oh, yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry, my headphones went weird.
Oh, no worries. Did you hear any of that?
I caught the last bit, but not the bit before.
Yeah, no. So I was just saying, like, it looks like it's going to be, like, through the film, you can't really believe what it is that you're seeing and what he's seeing, and then there'll be a reveal, and then at the end there'll be the final shot will be like, but was the reveal real?
Yeah. You'll be like, by that point, you'll be like, I don't care.
All right. We'll see.
It looks like it's going to be thrown out, and it's going to be like 96 minutes long.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of an edge to it. But let's see how it goes. I think it comes out next month.
Yeah. What else was there? Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be relatively low stakes and could have a little bit of fun in it. Like, it feels like they're not necessarily going, this is going to be the start of a major franchise with this one. And if I remember correctly, this was one that was originally going to be straight to HBO Max. But
yes.
But unlike Batgirl, they were like, actually, do you know what? This would be worth putting out. So we'll see. Comes out in August. Feels like it's not going to have an awful lot of competition. It's going to be right in kind of like the dog days of the summer holidays. So, let's see how it goes. It could be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. There was nothing in the trailer that made me go, I want to watch that.
No, not particularly. But if there's nothing else out that week, I'll happily go see it.
Yeah. Extraction 2.
Oh, this I'll happily fucking see with bells on. Go on then.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm very much like that. I was watching the trailer going, yeah, all right, fuck it. I enjoyed Extraction. It basically looks like Extraction 2, which it is, so go on then.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch Chris Hemsworth fire a gun at a low-flying helicopter until it blows up. That's fine.
Yeah.
And just like with his fucking fist on fire punching people. Like, It looks like it's going to have that goofy, badass kind of thing going on. I'm up for this.
Yeah, I'm together with that. It looks. Yeah, I'm good with that one. What else have we got? We've got a couple of biggies, haven't we? So
yeah.
Migration. Did you watch the trailer for Migration?
What the Hey, remember these people who did these films? Yeah, they made a film about birds.
Yeah, it is
Fucking weird trailer.
Honestly, for anybody who's not watched the Migration trailer, please go out and watch the Migration trailer, the teaser, sorry, because it's a minute and like 50 seconds, and I would say a good minute and 10 seconds of that is them bragging about all the other things that they've done. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, bizarre teaser.
What else have we got? Yeah, I think the next one. So Indy 5, Dial of Destiny. The last trailer.
Remain looking forward to it. Is it going to be one of the top tier indie films? No. Is it going to be the worst one? Maybe, maybe not. And I'm okay with that for now.
Yeah, I still remain very much like I'm looking forward to watching a new Indiana Jones movie. But I also reserve the fact that after it, I will probably come out and go, "Oh no, they did it again to me, didn't they?"
Maybe, yeah. But hey, look, if it does feel like this will be it now.
Yeah.
And I hope it leaves people feeling better about it than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't hate Crystal Skull. Like I watched it last year, it was all right, but this looks more like it, to be honest.
Yeah, Crystal Skull is actually nowhere near as bad as people remember it being. It's just it didn't need to be aliens.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was fine that these were supernatural things that were happening within the Indiana Jones movies. It didn't then have to have aliens thrown into it. It made it a little bit like, why?
Yeah. And that was a film that felt like it was setting up Shia LaBeouf, and in an alternate universe that may have happened. It is a weird. I am kind of glad that the end of Indiana Jones isn't going to be that ending.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, maybe Mutt Williams. So yeah, we'll see. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge looks like she's going to be good value as well. I like the idea of him teaming up with a 30 something, I assume. Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
She is like a lot of people from Landed Gentry. She is probably early 30s, but looks like she could be anywhere between late 20s and mid 40s.
Yeah. I just think about Fleabag, and that wasn't that long ago, and it was about dating and stuff, and yeah. But I think she looks like pretty good value, and just her not being super young, I think is good as well. Like if she's got a maturity to her as well, and it's not just her constantly screaming indie, that would be nice.
Yeah, 38 years.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The fact that it doesn't look like there's going to be a romantic connection with them, I'm kind of for that.
Well, so she's his goddaughter, and it looks like it's going to be Toby Jones is going to be playing her dad, but I think maybe in flashback.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Because of course Toby Jones is going to be in it, because there are no other British actors.
Quite.
So yeah, right, go on then. Should we piss the internet off here?
Yeah. All right. So look, Barbie. I gave it another watch today, and
I've watched it a couple of times.
Look, it feels like the noise around it is going to be insufferable. And this trailer feels precision tooled to just be moments that people on the internet can talk about, which is what marketing kind of has to be these days. And I get it. I'm sure the film itself is going to be more interesting than this looks. That's where I'm at with it. It's Greta Gerwig. I think she's great. Yeah. Gosling looks like he's going to be funny.
The thing is, the problem with where I am with it is we still don't know what it is, and I kind of like to now know what it is. And I'm really hoping that we're just gonna get a straight up Barbie movie that has a few nods and winks. If that's what we're getting, then I'm all right with that. But and I think that again, as I've said, I think I the least want someone please think of the children person you can get. But no matter what you say, no matter how you feel about whether or not this, the dynamics of whether little girls should be playing with Barbies or anything like that, they still do. They're still really popular. It's still a really popular children's toy. And if you've got a bunch of kids who are seeing that there's a Barbie movie around, as a parent, you don't want to be going, "Ooh, can I take my kid to that?"
Yeah, sure.
And it's a little bit like that. I'm in the same way for a film we're going to talk about later on in the show. There is an element of a hang on a minute, no, fuck off. Barbie is for kids. If you are an adult and you like Barbie and you like collecting Barbie or anything like that, if you're a grown up and you like doing that, that's cool. No problem like that. People like collecting Lego and bits like that. There's no fucking judgment on that. But you are not the gatekeeper of it. And there's an element of if you're actually going to be snide about it, that's fine. You can be snide about things, but essentially being snide when it's going to have an impact on kids' enjoyment feels a little bit like, now you've been a cunt.
Yep.
And that's where I kind of am with it. And am I kind of looking forward to going and watching, Simon Liu? Simon Liu, is it?
Simu Liu.
Simu Liu, yeah. And Ryan Gosling and fucking Margot Robbie twat around as Barbies, then yeah, that sounds kind of fun. If it's anything more than 95 minutes long, I'll be amazed and worried. But yeah, I'm still unsure on this. Still really, really unsure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just very much agree.
CS3P Combat. Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Instructor. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Punter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs. Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I've ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2, fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
So, the Super Mario Brothers. Stars the voices of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Kay, Seth Rogen, and a few other people. What is it the story of? Well, it's basically it's Mario. It's Bowser. He's essentially trying to take over various fucking Mario lands and fucking Mario shit. That's it. I don't know that much about Mario, but I did watch the movie. Ian, you were very excited for Mario Brothers movie. How did it work out for you?
Yeah, I was fucking pumped, and I was getting increasingly pumped. As the week went on. I mean, it's fine, isn't it? It's It's not for adults. There you go.
It's not, which is
Which is
perfectly fine.
fine. I don't have a problem with it.
The thing is, when I got there, my screening was packed, which was good. My screening was really busy, and it was a lot of parents with a lot of kids. Sorry, a little sip of Pepsi there. And the thing is, there was a kid sat next to me there was like a mum and her friend, and then they each had like 5 kids going down either side of them. So this kid was like at the very end, and I think they booked like all the seats and left one at the end because there was one at either end, thinking, well, no one's going to get that seat, and then fucking this prick turns up and fucking sits down at 10 o'clock on Good Friday on his own, the only single human there, and this kid sort of like kept looking at me, so I kept looking at this kid, and he just went, I'm Martin and I like Mario.
Oh, bless him.
And I was like, I'm Mark. I don't know that much about Mario, but I'm looking forward to this movie. And he was like, yeah. And then he literally kept telling me what all the characters were every time a new character came up.
But was that useful?
I was loving how much this kid was loving it.
Great. Yeah.
Like that. I am very much right, don't look at your fucking phone. Don't fucking chat. You hit it, right? There's an entire world out there, outside of this auditorium, where you can chat to whoever you're with, where you can look at your fucking phone. You can do all of those things. So fuck off and do that. Unless I am there watching a kids movie and kids are enjoying it, because I am in their zone now. I can't be grumpy going, no, shut up, kid. You don't fucking talk in the cinema, because it's a kids movie and the kid was excited. So I was kind of digging how excited this fucking kid was, and all the kids were there. But yeah, Mario is it is a kids movie, and that's fine. But it was very much like throughout the entirety, I was like, is this all this is?
Yeah.
I got a little bit bored.
And it's from the guys who like show run Teen Titans Go, and they directed Teen Titans Go to the movies. So I was hoping for a little bit of flavor other than literally what you expect this film to be. But at the same time, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and go, but it didn't have anything for me, so fuck this movie, because it was bright, it was colourful, it had one voice performance in particular which was fantastic, and I'll be honest, like the way Brian Tyler has adapted Koji Kondo's themes is wonderful. Like, I thought the score was cracking, and it is a little bit of that DiCaprio pointing at the screen stuff. Don't get me wrong, but just because Donna has a it's like basically the one video game franchise she has any relationship with, and when Mario goes to that castle and they say, oh, the princess, she's not here, she must be in another castle, she literally poked me and just started laughing, because that's a thing in Mario where it's like you beat one of the worlds and it's like, oh, the princess isn't here, she's in another castle. So so it's got that kind of thing to it. But I enjoyed that aspect of it. I will say one thing that really weirded me out was the way that the animation style, obviously everything in the Mushroom Kingdom is like super Nintendo-y. Yeah, like all the character designs, all the environments. New York looks like an Illumination film.
Yeah.
And like the people, other than the Marios, look like
Illumination people
from Secret Life of Pets and things like that. And I get it, but it really tripped me up watching these characters interact with those Illumination characters. But then, and it is just a reminder it's an Illumination film, because you know what else reminds you of that? The constant fucking needle drops. And they
were annoying.
I'm surprised they made it through Nintendo's okaying. you know, like it. I genuinely, and I asked this in the chat after, I genuinely don't know why they played Take On Me, where it's just them being driven to Donkey Kong. I don't understand why that played.
It was
kind of get it.
It was like, because the donkey that came out, the gorilla thing that came out,
yeah,
was like dressed like a character from Miami Vice, wasn't he? So it was to get off this weird kind of 80s vibe
80s
for no
vibe.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Me, might be considered like is a very seminal 80s song, but that still has no real bearing on why that happened. But yeah, I did notice that the gorilla was dressed in Miami Vice.
Right.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense, but
No, but I agree with you.
Or is it just lazy?
No, it's a little bit.
Hi.
Like
right, next.
Like there's a point where you get AC/DC fucking turn up.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's other songs. There are other songs there. You know, and it's. Yeah, the needle drops fucked me off, and they don't normally in movies. But yeah, in this, I was at the AC/DC one. When Thunderstruck came in there, I was a little bit like, oh, come on. Really? Have you just broke out the big book of songs to drop? Are we gonna get Spirit in the Sky at some point?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me.
No, it wouldn't.
But yeah, but I mean, saying all this, because I am sounding quite negative. Spoiler alert, I'm a mile definitely not shit on this. I thought that the sequence where they're training Mario and it's like the 2D Mario level, but kind of like 3D.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I thought that was fun, and it like had a good energy to it. And the Luigi's Mansion bit I kind of enjoyed, but again, it's DiCaprio pointing at the screen meme. But the saving grace for it, Jack Black. Jack Black is the only person who's like, I'm gonna do something with this.
That video he's done of that Peaches song is amazing. I haven't even seen the film, but I love it. It's such an earworm.
But the thing there is, when the song starts coming out, I was there going, what? Why is he singing a song? And then the song started, I thought, I mean, I'm glad he's singing this song because this is great.
Why is he singing a song? Because it's Jack Black and he's got that voice. Why would you not?
But what is it about kids' movies and going, hey, rock music's bad?
I mean, it's just doing a funny song,
isn't it?
There was the fact that there was there was at a concert when you go to the Coopers thing, they had like a big concert to celebrate blowing up that Ice World thing.
Point. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't seen this film, but it's led to you playing me that Peaches thing and us listening to Tenacious D and me rediscovering the song Fuck Her Gently, which is just amazing, which we were listening to on the way to the cinema to see Pope's Exorcist last night, which I was just cracking up at. So, you know.
I mean, Jack Black is. It's just he's cracking, and just like the whole way that all he's trying to do, he just really, really wants to fuck Peach.
Like, that's it. It's an oddly horny movie.
And I don't know. I think that's really funny. And just like whenever he's like getting reports on Mario, it's like, and did she think he was really cool? It's just like he's so paranoid about Mario looking cooler than him. I mean, it needed more. It needed more of that because like the Mario like Peach dynamic is fucking nothing. The Mario and Luigi dynamic is basically we want our dad to be proud of us.
Who voiced Luigi?
Charlie Day.
I don't understand.
Charlie Day.
Oh, the Charlie Day meme, Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Okay. See, all of the casting in this is more interesting to me. Like Anya Taylor-Joy, I cannot understand a world where Anya Taylor-Joy chased this
She's
role.
well into it.
She is so above playing Princess fucking Peach in a Chris Pratt fronted Super Mario.
She's fine, you know. She does a good Princess Peach.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's nice. And like Lottie said after that, she thought it was good that Princess Peach didn't necessarily need Mario's like she could do with his assistance, but it wasn't all I'm trapped in a castle and she could handle herself. Like lots noticed that and called it out, which is great. And Anya Taylor-Joy gives that kind of peppiness to it, you know. But it is a film aimed at 3 to 10-year-olds, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not going to be a dickhead who's like, well, you can make films that adults like as well. Do you know what? If kids want to watch bright and colourful shit based on video game characters, that's brilliant. You don't need the Last of Us version of Mario.
No, and that's absolutely true. But what I would say is there are films that have come out recently that have proved that this concept can be done well, like Pokemon.
Zelda can do it.
Yeah.
Like Sonic.
But I think Sonic's very much for kids.
It is, but it also has a layer that allows it to be entertaining enough for adults. Like it can be both. Whereas this sounds like it's very much just like this is a kids movie.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that.
Which is fine, yeah. But
they're playing it.
Go on.
They're just playing it incredibly safe.
That's it. With the cross-generational appeal that Mario actually has as a character, it feels like they should have done more of a Sonic vibe with it, which is going to appeal to old school
Do you know
fans
what?
as well as kids.
Do you know what? Right, with this, I'm starting to get to the point of no. Do you know what? No. Stop making films where your target audience, where it should be, your target audience should be children, and you're not. You're going to target them to fucking 30 to 50-year-olds. No, target to the fucking kid.
But it can be both.
But I don't know if it can anymore.
I mean, Sonic proves that it can.
But people still fucking moaned about that.
Yeah, only because it was real fucking weird looking to start off with.
I you know what? For me, I'm kind of touching cloth on it because I was a little bit bored. And it's not a very long movie, but that's from that's from my point of view. I wouldn't have changed the movie to make it more that I would like it, to make it less than the kids that were watching it in the screen that I was in were liking it.
Yeah. And I mean, do you know what the thing is? I mean, we stayed for the post-credits bit, and like Lottie was just like, "It's going to be Yoshi. It's going to be Yoshi. It's going to be Yoshi." And then it was Yoshi, and it was like she was fucking hyped, you know. So it's like I say, I grew up with Mario. Mario's like a very, very big part of my bonding with Lottie, and I'm happy that this film is working for kids and, you know, quite a few adults as well. I don't think it's great. I think the second one, if Nintendo can be a little bit okay, I think we're all right here. Maybe it could be a bit more interesting. My worry is the fact that it's made as much as it has is gonna make them just be like, right, okay, we got a formula here and we're gonna stick to it. But hey, as I think I said on the show last week, I just want a Smash Brothers film where the bad guy is just a big gloved white hand.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm changing it to definitely not shit, because it's not shit for what it's trying to do.
Yeah, like I say, it's a mild 3 out of 5, but I think it's going to be on rotation in this house quite a lot, and I'm not against that. I might not be actively watching, but I'll listen to the fucking music and watch a couple of bits, and I'll have a good time with that.
Yeah, I give it 3 out of 5, so I'm definitely not shit on it.
There we are.
And our audience was definitely not shit 63%, touching cloth 25%, and shit 13%.
No Dungeons and Dragons, though, is it?
It's no Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I mean, God, no. But hey,
do you think so?
I've reevaluated my Chris's.
Are you now finally ready to admit that Pine's best Chris?
Pine is the best Chris.
Do you know what I have
Hell yeah.
actually, just as a mild, like, sort of a sidestep back to Dungeons and Dragons?
Go on.
Have you guys been kind of exposed to Hugh Grant and all the press work he's been doing for this movie?
No.
He's been fucking brilliant in the what is it for this?
I love that.
And there was,
It's not just a thing that he's done that he wants to just forget about.
Oh no,
Like,
he's
like,
just
he's on board.
Yeah, you watch it going, you know, the man is so fucking charismatic.
yeah.
And just like there was one where he was telling a story about eating hot dogs on set with Sandra Bullock. And it's just great. Or talking with Chris Pine about his sex playlists.
Honestly, it's currently film of the year for me.
That's good.
Genuinely. The nostalgia of it is just like ridiculous.
Well, we're about to do another movie.
Nice.
Actually, no, we'll do this. What have we been up to before we do another movie that you haven't seen? So, right, I'm gonna start. What have we been up to with? I think we've all watched the same TV series because we've now caught up.
Yeah.
What the fuck have I been watching?
So,
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
So we've caught up with Ted Lasso now because we hadn't watched it. So yeah, it's the third series. How are you finding it, Ian?
I love my Richmond people, and it feels like there's a lot happening with a lot of different people, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tie it all up. I like Ted Lasso. It's a very comforting show to watch of a midweek.
Is it anymore though? Is it comforting now, or is it just so bogged down in all its stuff that it's
Okay.
really quite depressing?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's gonna. I feel like there's gonna be some good emotional payoffs coming down the track. Like Nate's eventual.
His uppance will
come to Jesus moment, yeah, is gonna be good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with that character, because him literally playing the manager of a Premier League club, for as wonderful a tactician as they're making out he is, seems like utter bullshit to me.
Well, this is what keeps pulling me out of it.
Yeah, it's. That felt like a plot contrivance written by someone who doesn't understand English football.
It's the whole thing. I didn't watch the first series of Ted Lasso until quite a lot after, like only just before the second series came out. I think the second series might have already come out when I first watched it. And I eventually gave up because so many people have been telling me it was great. And the reason why is because I have a tick when it comes to anything related to football that I'm like, right, but the problem is that they're always, if you watch football, you can tell that they're written by people who don't watch football.
And I think through the previous series, like some of that has been mitigated by the fact that they were in a lower league, and so you could kind of go,
Not even that. I
but
think,
now they're in the Premier League. It's like
but they're in the Premier League the first season.
Yeah, but for the last two, they've been out of it, haven't they?
One. It's only third season.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, but the West Ham are fucking powerhouses of this season is pulling me out of it so badly.
Yeah, it's the the mighty West Ham, and it's a little bit like what?
Yeah.
But not only that, I'm struggling a little bit with this season. I want my Ted Lasso to have more Ted Lasso or some Ted Lasso.
There is that as well. It feels like a bridge season towards Richmond AFC, which I swear is going to be the next series.
Which I am fine with that, but doing the what's her name? Rebecca, is it? Yeah.
The owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the Rebecca versus Rupert thing. It's been like, but we did this in the first season.
Done this already.
I don't need this. She's gotten over that in the first fucking season.
Shandy can fuck right off.
Yeah, she feels like a little bit of a. Oh.
We've done this with Keely being that
Yeah.
and then becoming what she is now. We don't need to see Keely having her Rebecca moment
Yeah.
and bringing Shandy up through.
And not only that, it's like, right, this is a little bit insulting to football.
Yeah.
I am struggling with this season.
Every time I see Krim, I'm like, don't you fucking do it, Krim. Don't you fucking out that boy.
Well, I don't think he's going to.
Because if he was going to, he'd have.
If he was going to, he would have, but also.
But what if it's his book?
Yeah, but the book is.
What if he fucks them all over with the book and that's the end of the series?
I don't think he will. I don't think that character's there for that.
The thing is, I think it started off as like a football melodrama with elements of people's interpersonal relationships that has now become a interpersonal melodrama against the background of a football club.
My issue that I've got with this series so far, the thing is there's been some really fun moments in it. My issue is a little bit like that I'm playing through the 50-minute episodes that we've got at the moment. The things I'm playing in my head at the moment are, where's Ted? Fucking I don't like that guy. I have a feeling that he's going to get a redemption arc in it.
That show will be dead to me if they give Nate a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Because he needs to just get some fucking karma.
And watching going, Juno Temple looks not well.
Baby, some pasta.
Yeah.
But I am still getting that thing where an episode finishes and I want to watch the next episode.
Honestly, my major gripe with it is the West Haminess of it.
Yeah. Partially because West Ham are
just fucking West Ham. They're not a fucking. They ain't that.
And also, if it was Brighton or something like that, I'd be all right with it. But it's West Ham, and they're not a very nice club.
No.
The thing is, like, I could believe West Ham having a bit of a run in the Premier League, getting up to like fourth or whatever it is they are. Like, or third or something like that, relatively early in the season, and then dropping off. And that's what's going to happen as soon as they start having a couple of bad games. Like, Nate's like tactics of having a go at everyone and not being well liked is just going to piss the players off. And I feel like that's the thing that's coming. And I almost want something different, but I also don't, because I don't want Nate to be successful.
Yeah.
I want him taken down a peg.
Yeah. Yeah. Up and will come. What else have you been up to, Bex?
Well, I've been listening to an awful lot of Queen music, which we just need to get Noel on, because this is a discussion that I need to have with Noel, because Noel's also into his Queen music, isn't he?
He is indeed, yeah.
But it's made me have some revelations.
What revelations have you had?
Well, so within Queen, they all wrote songs for the albums. It was a bit of a democracy, wasn't it, with regards to songwriting. So
a collective.
Yeah. So as a rule, Freddie Mercury wrote the more poppy bangers. John Deacon wrote the more emotional bangers and just songs about really fucking liking his friends.
Yeah.
Brian May wrote songs as though he thought it was some kind of reincarnated minstrel that travelled from town to town. And Roger Taylor wrote songs about just wanting to fuck various pieces of machinery.
Yeah.
But like, I've been listening through, because obviously you've been on nights, we've been travelling into work separately.
Yeah.
And you just don't truck with Queen, do you?
No.
So I've been listening to the albums like in order.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, with the exception of one album, I would say I've largely enjoyed that experience. There's some album tracks on there that deserve far more attention than the big tracks. The fact that in their earlier albums they used to have like refrains between the tracks, just like 30-second long little bits as bridging tracks. is beautiful, and then you get to Jazz, which the only songs that are listenable on that album are the big tracks. But yeah, so it's quite interesting listening to them like album by album. But I think we need to get another one for an in-depth deep dive, or we need to do like a Patreon Queen show. But I got into an argument so I went to the and see a friend earlier, and she was in a pub in Beverley, and we got somebody mentioned, right, and it's a real fucking dog whistle to me. Someone mentioned Bohemian Rhapsody,
The film.
Yeah. So I went on my normal rant.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just, what a fucking pile of shit that film is.
Anyway, you're not allowed to talk about that anymore.
Is that my mother? No, hang on, what's yours?
What?
Oh, was it mother?
No, Carol, I'm not allowed to speak.
Carol, you're not allowed to talk about. Yeah. But yeah, I think I've been listening to an awful lot of that, and I'd like to like seek out any of the live stuff that's available. But what else have I been doing? Ted Lasso,
Have you watched anything?
Queen. I've watched some films. Yeah, I haven't gamed at all actually since we spoke last, which probably should have done. But I've watched a lot of creepy shit.
What you watched?
You were on nights, and creepy shit is like my comfort stuff. So I watched Stay. The Ewan McGregor. Yeah, baby
Ryan
Goose
Gosling,
one.
yeah. Ewan McGregor has really short pants.
He does have really short pants. Yeah. What a fucking creepy film, though. That's some like Jacob's Ladder shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'd completely forgotten that. Going back into it, I thought it was just some kind of creepy stuff with a psychiatrist and some guy who wanted to kill himself. I completely forgot the whole like plot twist thing. But yeah, Stay's a really good film, and it's not a fun watch, is what I would say.
No, it's not. No, it's quite bleak.
It is quite bleak. What's also a dark watch but not bleak, because Rachel Weisz and Keanu Reeves, is Constantine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, rewatch Constantine. Very excited at the idea of a sequel to this, because it's been vaunted at the moment, isn't it?
It's happening.
Yeah, really keen for that. But yeah, I think just every element of Constantine is just perfect. Even what's his face, the beef, Shia LaBeouf is great in this as like the.
I mean, Shia LaBeouf's usually pretty good in stuff. It's just he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, but he's not got the dick air in this. He's just like he's just quite good and fairly humble. He's not got the Shia LaBeouf I'm better than everyone here kind of air. I also watched Drag Me to Hell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always forget what a fucking bleak ending it is to this film. I just watched it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Sam Raimi film. It's about like a demon and that guy's in it and she's in it and it's fun. And then I forget that it just ends up with Justin Long getting fucking, oh, I've still got this thing. And then she gets hit by a train and dragged to hell. But yeah, Drag Me to Hell it's a really fun time for most of its runtime. Like it's not comedy horror, but it's edgy in that, in it. It's got so many kind of absurdist moments in it that you kind of have to kind of laugh out loud at them or just like vomit into a bucket. Like the bit where the woman's like, she's lost her teeth and she's just like on her chin and it's like but yeah, it's so fucking bonkers as a movie. And the last one I watched on my own was Identity, with John Cusack, which again is another one which is like, on its face it's this kind of, and was very much marketed as this kind of murder mystery, which is actually just really not that. And again, like, spoilers for however many years old movie, the bit where he fucking turns up at her peach grove at the end and sticks a fucking peach fork in her head. That little kid, fucking hell. And you think that she's won until like he's in the car. Is it, what's his name?
I can't remember character. I just rewatched it.
The Malcolm whatever character. And he's sat in the back of the car, and then he starts having an argument as her with the little kid character, and it's like, oh shit! And then he kills the driver and stuff. Pruitt Taylor, that's it. It's just a really good film. So basically, what I did while you were on nights was pick out a selection of my best comfort horror movies. It would appear.
Yeah.
Just watch them through.
Cool.
That's me.
Ian,
Yeah,
what have you been up to this week?
Okay, so yeah, films for me. So gave The Menu a rewatch. And yeah, I mean the Menu is very, very entertaining and kind of papers over the how the fuck is any of this actually happening-ness of the plot with just how entertaining it is. It would have been good if we got a bit of a sense of why they're all sharing Ralph Fiennes' ideology, like all the staff. Like, it kind of feels like a cult, but why? And, you don't really question it first time round, but watching it again, I was just like, wow, these people really are in thrall to him.
I think it literally is based on the cult of celebrity, of chefdom. The fact that people will excuse their ridiculous behaviour because apparently they're geniuses.
Sure. It's a very, very silly film, but doesn't feel silly in the moment. But there's just a lot of moments in it anyway. But I still really enjoy The Menu. I rewatched Babylon. So I bought the 4K of this for some reason. Because I wanted to watch it again, and I wanted to watch it in a good presentation, like at the cinema, and it is a good presentation on the 4K disc. And yeah, I'm settled on my opinion now, and it's basically everything until the Who Wants to See Me Fight a Snake sequence is banging. 5 out of 5. I'm in heaven shit. And just the scene where they're trying to shoot sound for the first time is so fucking funny. It's so funny. It's great. After that, I feel like the threads that it's got just I like it. I think it just kind of loses it. Like I said first time around, the Brad Pitt arc. It just, you see it coming a mile off, and I get it. He's kind of like based on like real silent movie stars and whatnot. Cool. I don't need like a 2-minute long tracking shot where it's like, okay, he's going to kill himself. Oh, he's killed himself. Cool. Well done, guys. The trumpeter. There needed to be more focus on him through the film. Or just not have him in there at all.
Yeah, I can agree on that one there.
Margot Robbie, and Diego Luna, they kind of like meet up in different points of their lives. But the first couple, it's just like one night and then one day. And I don't feel that relationship is built up convincingly enough for how. Yeah, like Diego Calva's character, kind of like how it kind of destroys him at the end there. Basically, I think the last third of the film is as close to a disaster as I think Damien Chazelle has ever come. And I know you disagree there, Mark, and absolutely fair play. I think the whole Tobey Maguire sequence and whatnot, I get what Chazelle's going for, but it ain't fucking working, and he ain't working in this film, and it certainly ain't working when this film is 3 hours and 8 minutes long.
Yeah, I really like that sequence.
That's the thing, and it's like in a shorter film, or in a different film where it, like, I don't know, that fits better, I think I could get that. Like, I feel like Chazelle, I mean, one of Chazelle's producers on this is his partner. One of them was the guy who produced La La Land. I kind of feel like, and another guy who produced First Man, if I remember correctly. I feel like these were people who were just like, right, yeah, you do your thing, we trust you. And I think it needed a stronger hand to go,
no,
let's maybe not do this. And I honestly, I think you could cut out Brad Pitt's character and have a film. Or you cut out the trumpeter and have a film, or you severely truncate the third hour.
I think you maybe lose. I think the way I would lose it, what I would lose to short, because I do agree, I think that it does go on, is I lose the last 20 minutes of it. And not have anything, not have the bit that's set in the 50s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Like, her just walking off into the darkness.
Yeah, you could have gone from that to him running around trying to find her, and then that little refrain they do at the end of the back to the party,
like remembering all the shit. Yeah.
That then cut.
But instead, it's got this indulgence, and it is that
where
Chazelle is doing this. Here's where cinema went after, and like Manny kind of like smiling at Singing in the Rain. And I'll be honest, you guys know how much I rate Chazelle. This felt to me like he was putting these films in this film to go, I want Babylon to be talked about in conversations about these films.
Yeah, I can agree on that. It was it's not a great idea, and it does make you go, "Ooh, you're a smarter man than this."
It's an overreach, and I think there was a part of it that comes from a sincere place of, isn't Hollywood both amazing and awful, but actually I kind of think it's amazing, and I'd like you to talk about Babylon the same way you talk about The Wizard of Oz in 50 years time, please. Thank you. And it's not that. I think it's absolute fucking madness that Paramount, like, post-COVID, gave $100 million to this film to be made. Bonkers.
Yeah.
But like I say, and that sequence like the bits I'm talking about are like 5-star banger. That's about an hour and a half of film.
Yeah.
It just the
opening's fantastic.
The opening part, everything up until the title is great. And it remains great because it's then a fantastic bit about like the films being shot and like Robbie's basically A Star Is Born moment, and like the whole kind of like Manny getting the camera and then getting the perfect shot with the butterfly landing on Brad Pitt and Spike Jonze's character, who's fucking ace. And then you've got the sound stuff and just the wonderful, like, you think people will want sound in their pictures? Fart noise, poop. Yeah, I think they will. Yeah, that's great. And it's, I don't know, that more playful tone of the first hour and a half, but instead it has to get darker because that's the nature of the story. But it's just like the rise is so intoxicating and so great. You don't want to see the full one, especially when it's an hour and a fucking half. So yeah, Babylon. I don't think it's shit. I think it's a 7 out of 10 because that fucking first hour and a half or so is pure 5-banger territory. But I swear to God, everything after that is like a 2 out of 5 from me.
Fair.
So yeah, Babylon. Okay, and then I did a couple of film and its sequels. So I watched Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. Wayne's World is great. Wayne's World 2 is better. Come at me. Comedy is subjective. I like the way that Wayne's World 2 is just more surreal. It's a bit more fourth wall breaking throughout the film. You've obviously got the ending of Wayne's World where they do the multiple endings. Fucking Kim Basinger and Dana Carvey, their scenes are incredible. Can I be Frank? Sure. Can I still be Garth? Take me, Garth, where it's cold out and you don't have a jacket. Great, good times. I find they're both really charming and very innocent as well. No gay jokes. No rampant sexism. I mean, like, Cassandra is like probably the strongest character in the film in terms of personality, and she gets shit done. Bit weird that she's just marrying Christopher Walken at the end of Wayne's World 2 and it's like that escalated quickly, but hey, you get a good graduate homage. So yeah. Wayne's World good, Wayne's World 2 better. And I watched Crank and Crank 2 High Voltage. So, Crank is incredible. That film rules. And the thing about Crank 2 is it's Crank, but even more racist and misogynist.
I cannot remember. I've seen them, but I cannot remember these movies at all, other than like visual incidents.
Yeah. So look, Crank is basically he's got to find someone to get this Chinese shit out of him, as they call it. And he basically 5-star wanted levels himself in Grand Theft Auto. That's basically Crank. There's him forcing himself on Amy Smart in public, but they are in a relationship and she is getting off on it quite quickly. And there's also he's trying to save his life. It's complicated. The second one, it's them having sex in public, but like on a racetrack. And there's a bit where a horse jumps over them as basically I think she's about to come, and then she just looks at the horse's big dick, which is a choice. Crank 2 also has Bai Ling playing this woman who follows Chev around. It is racist, but I do quite like it when she calls him my shiny lunchbox man. That's, I don't know, lunchbox man. It's just the shiny lunchbox. It's great. And also, her character meets her end in the film where Chev is on fire and believes that she's Amy Smart. And basically, it's almost like he's won the game and then starts making out with her, but he just sets her alight. And she just goes running off screaming, just ablaze. It is. I remember at the time people saying like the best video game ever made is Crank, or movie ever made is Crank, and there's something to that. Crank 2 like very much ups it, and there are higher highs in Crank 2, but Crank is more consistent. But Crank 2 does have Jason Statham walking up to a couple of gay guys, calling them a pair of sausage Nigels. They're training their dog with a shock collar, and then he gets them to put the shock collar on him. And he's just like, yep, that's it. And then just starts barking at them. It's great. And I mean, it's a great idea for the second one. Instead of like keeping up adrenaline, he's literally just got to like charge himself up. It's a wonderful fucking way of doing a sequel. And also, like, the only reason why they keep him alive at the start of Crank 2 is so they could harvest his dick, because David Carradine in fucking Brownface wants to have his dick. I forgot about that. David Carradine's like the bad guy, and he's this Chinese bad guy, just dressed up like that.
Yep.
I'm kind of not surprised these films aren't talked about anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, Crank, it's not exactly an innocent film, but it hasn't quite got that stuff. Crank 2 is chock full of cancelable stuff. Just chock full of it.
It's not.
It's got a prostitute. Sorry, not a prostitute. Christ, a stripper who's shot in the tits, and then the silicone starts pouring out of her tits, and they just deflate.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's something. But I mean, it was.
It's only 14 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, this film would not come out now.
Nope.
And it's only 14 years old. There you go. That's me.
All right. What have I been up to? Well, apart from Ted Lasso, a bit I spoke about.
Can I just say, very proud of you talking about a TV show.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So what have I watched? I watched the movie Halls with Shia LaBeouf, Tim Blake Nelson, Sigourney Weaver, John Voight, and Patricia Arquette, where literally, like, Shia LaBeouf's character ends up having to go to essentially a juvenile prison because they think he's stolen some shoes off an athlete, and he hasn't. He's just found them, but he ends up at this prison where all they do is just dig holes.
Yeah.
It's a bit mad, is Halls. It's a bit weird. I did not enjoy my time with it, but it's way too long. It's pushing 2 hours long.
It's one that I've always kind of been aware of, but never got around to watching.
I don't think you need to. It's fine. The way that they play it being like a prison is really quite well done. I must admit. It is, and the the selection of other inmates, that's quite well done. The hierarchy of how that works, being very similar to a prison movie, but it's kids. That does work really quite well.
Yeah.
But once the actual plot starts to unfold, it just kind of unravels a little bit.
Okay.
It ends up being nowhere near as interesting as it might have been. I also rewatched We Bought a Zoo. What?
Sorry.
We Bought a Zoo.
My AirPods just did funny. Sorry. I think I'm back now.
Yeah, I rewatched We Bought a Zoo.
How many times have you seen this movie?
3 times, I think, now.
Is it good?
How many times have you bought a zoo?
I have never watched We Bought a Zoo.
It's all right. It's very easy to watch. I remember I was doing nights. I needed stuff that was really breezy, that would just wash over me. And We Bought a Zoo did that. It's kind of fun. It makes you look at it. Patrick Fugit has got incredible hair in this, and you're watching it going, I wish he did more. The essentially, like, Matt Damon going through his, in between Bourne movies, quite, a little bit dad body phase, but everybody thinking he's so damn handsome, is a little bit like, really? Really? Because even when he's Jason Bourne, he still looks like Matt Damon.
Yeah.
He still looks a little bit like a partially chewed toffee. So yeah, but I quite like We Bought a Zoo. It's quite fun, family kind of filming.
Fair.
What else did I watch? We watched The Lost City.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
really
nice.
angry with you about this, didn't I? 'Cause I thought you would rewatch The Lost City of Z, which I wanted to watch as well. But no, it was this.
Yeah.
Which I was okay with.
Yeah, I really like The Lost City.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's really fun. It's Sandy B and Channing Tatum doing Romance in the Stone. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
There's
unashamed.
only so many times you can rewatch Romance in the Stone in a year. So if this is it, but with different people,
Yeah,
you can have
it's that, and it is fun, and it is funny, and it is it's Channing Tatum doing the way that he does comedy, which is big, dumb, pretty boy. But he's really good at it, and he's really charming with it.
The only issue with that is that he's not that pretty anymore.
But he is in this, so it kind of works. But then you also got like a bit of heart to it, where she basically chews him out about being, just being this big, dumb, pretty boy, and that's all he is. And he's like, well, yeah, that's it. Like, my dad left us, and I needed to earn money to help my mum and my sister out, so I came to Hollywood, came to LA, and yeah, I became a model, and I sent money back to my mum and my sister. And so everyone was like, oh, right, I didn't know that. It's like, yeah, because you never bothered to ask. But he doesn't like get angry with her judge, he just moves on from that.
Yeah.
And it's, I very much enjoyed my rewatch of it.
He's like a Labrador of a man.
Yeah.
Film, isn't he?
We watched The Good Shepherd, the Robert De Niro sort of formation of the CIA movie.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll go.
With, a hell of a cast. Matt Damon, Angelina Jolie, Alec Baldwin, Billy Crudup, William Hurt, Lee Pace, Eddie Redmayne, John Turturro, De Niro's in there as well, Joe Pesci is in there. The thing is, De Niro's made 2 movies. A Bronx Tale, which I think everyone will agree is a fucking banger of a movie. It's a great film. And this. And the thing is, it's really good. But it's also 2 hours 40 minutes long, and it's very dry. It's you are very well aware you're watching a 2 hour 40 minute kind of bureaucratic movie about the formation of the CIA told through the eyes of an early recruit.
Early recruit.
Yeah, but it's very, very good. But it is quite dry. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, it is worth a watch.
I don't know that I have seen this.
And it's Robert Richardson is a DOP on it, and it looks fucking stunning. And De Niro's craft of it is really good, and the acting in it's fantastic, but it is a little bit dry. What else did I watch? Also, we watched The Finest Hours.
Is this the one that you watched because you knew if you watched Perfect Storm, I'd fucking murder you?
Yeah. No, I like weather movies. I like movies set at sea because they're like.
I totally watched The Perfect Storm tonight.
Yeah, because they're like mini horror movies to me.
They are. Yeah. I love watching how frightened you get.
Yeah. This is one starring Chris Pine, Casey Affleck, Ben Foster, Eric Bana, John Ortiz, and it's
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Best Chris, isn't it?
Best Chris.
Yeah. And it literally is just a story about a oil tank that's sinking and a Coast Guard who gets sent out to go and try and save it, even though everybody's saying you can't, but he still just does because it's his job. And it's
Who
quite
plays the Coast Guard?
Chris Pine.
Is that the Best Chris?
Yeah. It's quite sort of almost saccharine at points, but it kind of works with it. And bonkers wise, it's a Disney movie. But it's, I really quite enjoy 5 Hours. It's just a really well-made movie. There's no.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I'd seen it before. Yeah, there's no getting away from it. It's a well-acted, well-directed, well-written movie.
Yeah.
That is not gonna. It's not gonna perfect storm you and go. You're gonna go. Whoa! They all died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very good. It is very. It'd be the perfect movie to watch of an Easter weekend.
Fair.
I will say that. And I also, this isn't a rewatch. This is a first time watch. I think. Might be a rewatch actually.
Oh, so this is the one where you sent me 3 options of movies to choose from for you to watch while you're on nights, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I chose this thinking it was a different film of the same name.
Yes.
Said, oh, that sounds quite interesting actually. Watch that, and it turned out to be a completely different version.
Yes, I watched Man of the House. No, not the Tommy Lee Jones Man of the House.
The Jonathan Taylor Thomas off of Tim the Toolman Taylor fame.
Yes, and Farrah Fawcett and Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
So
Of course it was the Chevy Chase.
no, right. However, there is a weird kind of social aspect to why these movies got made in the 90s.
Yeah.
So the
You
movie.
try to be serious, I love it.
No, there's a genuine thing. So the movie is about Jonathan Taylor Thomas's character and his mum, played by Farrah Fawcett, and his dad has left them to go off with another woman, and so he's quite close to his mother, and they have this great relationship. And the movie's about Chevy Chase coming in. He's basically moving in with them because
In a
Farrah Fawcett.
stepdad role.
Yeah, and it's in the stepdad role, and all he wants to do is just be a good stepdad.
Mm.
And it's not like an over-top slapsticky take like that Chevy Chase would do, where it's just Clark again.
Mm.
It's not that. He's a good guy who he just wants to kind of be a good stepdad, and the kid is kind of pushing against that. And so he's trying to get him to give up trying to be, what is it? So he gets a join thing called Indian Guides. Where like it's basically like they couldn't get licensing to use Cubs or Scouts for that. But there was a lot of these kind of movies that came out because at the time, this was mid-90s was when divorce was starting to become prevalent and starting to become a thing. And you'd had like the idea of the evil stepmother had happened. And now you were trying to get they were going to go, right, we need to have step parents that are okay.
Yeah, that
aren't dickheads. And so that was happening. And so this is actually quite a nice story about him just trying to win over this kid. But also as well, he's an attorney, and there are some mobsters after him as well.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Because why not?
I enjoyed it. It was fine. It's Chevy Chase doing Chevy Chase.
Go on. So go 2 movies back a second. So what was that serious one you watched?
Finally, Star Wars: A Good Shepherd.
So it's Good Shepherd and you watched this? You're a complex man.
No, I don't think I am.
You should be more complex.
But that was it. That's what I watched this week. And the movie we're going to talk about, our other feature review. Are you going to go? Are you off to go baste a ham?
It's based a ham. That is not a euphemism. Literal ham.
Literal ham is being basted. Right. Let's fucking go. So, Air is written by Alex Conroy, directed by Ben Affleck. Stars Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jason Bateman, Marlon Wayans, Chris Messina, Chris Tucker, and Viola Davis. And well, it's basically just about the Nike managing to sign Michael Jordan and the origin story of Air Jordans, isn't it, Ian?
It is.
Yeah. Now, I do like, before we get into what we thought about the film is, I do like the fact that Ben Affleck went to Michael Jordan to ask him what he thought about this idea, and Michael Jordan was like, yeah, do it. And then basically also said, but you're not going to appear in it at all because I think you're too big a figure that it will overshadow the movie. Is a really good idea.
Yeah.
What did you think to Air?
It's interesting. So I watched it yesterday. I've been thinking on it a bit. I think my thoughts are that the parts are maybe better than the whole. I I really liked it.
Yep.
But it's because I liked Ben Affleck and Matt Damon together. I liked the Chris Messina scene. You know, I
Great.
yeah, I liked the Matt Damon speech, which obviously didn't happen in real life the way that it does here. And then the way that Affleck puts in kind of like images of kind of like what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Those kinds of moments, those moments, like I think are great. But when you take a kind of like a high level view of it, it is what you say. It is a Nike guy trying to convince Michael Jordan to sign for Nike, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the film tries with Viola Davis at the end with that quite kind of like greed is good adjacent speech, which I get it, but it is a bit like, hey, if you're gonna be making money off of like kids wanting to spend their money on stuff that's got my son's name on it, make sure my son gets a piece of it. Does make sense, but it is kind of weird how it's like this inspirational speech at the end, and it's basically we want a cut of the profits.
Yep.
I don't know. That's just an odd kind of like. That's not an inspirational speech in films all that much, even though like what she's saying does make perfect sense. So yeah, I liked it. It's odd that it was made.
It's odd that it's made, but I'm glad it was made, and I'm glad it was made by these people because
that's for sure.
Because they're doing it really quite well, and it's well made, it's well acted, it's a cracking it's a cracking looking film. There's some great track shots. There's I think I messaged you and said there's 2 phone calls within it that are absolute scene stealers. The phone call at the end with Viola Davis and Matt Damon, and the Chris Messina rant phone call, which just keeps fucking going, and Matt Damon is just laughing his ass off at it, and it's almost like Matt Damon is laughing just at like the bit that is coming through the phone is actually the actual speech that Chris Messina's giving.
Well, no, apparently it was though.
Was it? Was it shot at the same time?
Yeah, I was listening to an interview with Affleck, or no, was it Damon? One of the two, and he was saying that it was on the same in the same kind of like sound stage. They just had the two and they the 2 sets, and they were just live talking to each other, and they just had 2 camera crews shooting them both at the same time.
That's brilliant, and I'm glad that because that comes across in the filming of it.
Yeah.
And it
it does.
Brilliant. Matt Damon is laughing, but I don't think that is Sonny, what's his name, laughing. I think that's Matt Damon just laughing.
No, I mean, where Chris Messina's going on that whole thing about he's going to cut up his balls and put them in his mouth, and just there's that one bit where Messina just says something like 3 times in a row. It's like, you think this is funny, you think this is funny, you think this is funny, and it's like because Messina literally can't think of the next line, but it's like the character can't think of what to actually say next, and he just gets stuck in a loop. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
it's so funny,
and that's it. There's some great moments within it, like the I need you to make the greatest basketball shoe ever. I need it by Friday. And the guy just going, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I like that guy as well. The just like he always been trying to make the perfect shoe. And I like the fact that they didn't just, and obviously this happened in real life, but they didn't just hide him in the basement to work on the shoe. Like he's there, like in the room with Michael Jordan and like in the room with Ben Affleck when he's doing like G'ing him up thing. Also, just that random scene of Ben Affleck running in those 80s Nike clothes. What wonderful stuff. But like I said, it's like all these moments, but what the film actually has to say is some relatively basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the journey.
Well, that's it. But I like it about that. I like the fact that it would have been quite easy, I think, for the film to have gone along a kind of a more sort of deep delve into sort of the more intricacies and the seedier and the more insidious, I think is what I'm looking for, side of how these athletes were recruited and courted. But it decides to not. It is literally nope. It's about how we come up with the idea for Air Jordans. Yeah, and when the person was like, I like it, but it's a bit boring, isn't it? And then it's like, well, no, it has to be 51% white. It's like, well, why? Because they'll fine him. Well, fuck it, we'll pay the fines. That's it. The marketing thing. That's
a great
the marketing
idea,
guy in there who's just like, we'll pay the fine. It'll be great. We'll market it. These shoes are so fucking controversial that Nike having to pay for the fines every week.
Yeah, which is fucking genius.
Yeah, and also as well, I like the fact that it's because Nike are now, and part of it is because of the Air Jordans. Nike are this behemoth of an apparel company. The biggest sports company in the world, one of the biggest clothing companies in the world, and they were on their arse. And the fact that they get in, look, Converse had a 51% share, and at the end they delight in getting in. Now we own Converse.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know. I'm just thinking again, like the last time you see Matt Damon, it's just that random bit where he's trying to have a run, and he's just like, absolutely not, absolutely fucking. And it's just like, why is that in there? And it's just like because it's just this loosey goosey flibber-majibbit of a film.
It's in because at that point, at that moment, Nike are still only synonymous with making running shoes.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it just. I think you said in the WhatsApp, like it's lightweight, it's quite frothy. I enjoyed my time with it. I'll probably watch it again, but it just, I feel like it's just one that is come out in April. No one's going to be talking about it at the end of the year. Hopefully it'll quietly make some money, and well done everyone involved. There you go.
It's a sort of film where you get the feeling like if somebody else might have got a hold of it at the wrong time, you might have ended up with a 2-hour 35-minute like quite dry trawl that was kind of telling off of the industry. Whereas this is just like, hey, your Air Jordans? Yeah. Did you like your Air Jordans? Yeah. Come with me. And it's that. And the thing is, the weird thing here is, right, Super Mario Brothers did not make me want to go and play Super Mario. Like, at all. I did not want to go and play Super Mario after seeing that movie. Sure. I did, however, fancy going and getting a pair of Jordans. I won't, because Jordans will make me look ridiculous. But it did make me kind of look at it and go, oh, fuck, could I pull off a pair of Jordans? No. The answer is no, I can't. But I did think about it. In the same way as I infinitely get tempted to go and buy them, because like Reebok pumps have come back out. Reebok have redone Reebok pumps, and I keep getting tempted to go and buy some. I'll look fucking stupid in them, and we'll be able to wear them maybe on 3 occasions a year, and they're 150 quid. But it doesn't mean to say that I don't occasionally go and look at the page that they're on and go, maybe.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely not shit. It's fun. It's good. It's breezy. And do you know what? Maybe films can be fun, good, and breezy every now and again.
Yeah, but also be like made for adults. Like yeah.
It's made for a very specific set amount of people, and I feel like we are very much within that wheelhouse of people.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like the generation like before us. that were all obsessed with everything being about the Second World War and liked watching war movies, or movies about the Second World War, documentaries about that. This is our generation's version of that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
About how Tetris was formed and how the Air Jordans came to be.
Well, BlackBerry's coming out. I'm quite looking forward to that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I'm quite looking forward to that as well.
That's funny.
Like the history of things that we remember, but we weren't around when they happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not shit, man. Yeah.
Definitely not shit. Paul was definitely not shit 82%, and Touching Cloth 18%. So it's being well received.
Mm.
And for a movie that they were just going to put out on streaming at one point, it's doing all right apparently.
Yeah. It's gone above projections in the US this weekend. It's going to have trouble making a profit because it cost $90 million. But you know, it's not going to be a money loser, and then it's going to be that much more attractive for Amazon when they're able to put it on Prime. So There you go.
Yeah, so I look forward to stumbling upon it on Prime in about a year's time when eventually you can find it on their absolute fucking shit show of a platform.
When you search Grandma's Boy, and that's the first result. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've covered enough actually how bad Prime has got since the update they did. It's virtually impossible to use.
I don't think I swear I've used it. I don't think I've noticed any difference to it myself.
Yeah.
But shit, okay.
Yeah, there's been an update on the TV app that I've got. There's been an update on it, and it's honestly, it is virtually impossible to find things. I was going to rewatch No Time to Die the other day, and I was typing for it and it wasn't coming up, and I got that pissed off that I just decided to not.
Oh shit, okay.
I think Bex is still struggling with ham, so we might have lost Bex again.
Okay.
Right, we have got a question from Ricky saying, watched a couple of interesting documentary films lately. Do you have any favourite documentary films?
I haven't watched a documentary in fucking forever. I mean, the most impactful for me would be Dear Zachary, which I would recommend people both watch and never watch.
Yeah, Bex would probably say that if she was up here. She's a big fan of that, but I will never ever watch it just because I don't want to.
Like that film's just the most absurdly fucking heartbreaking thing. Staggering thing.
And I don't think I need that. One's for me. What was that one? Oh fuck! What was the one about the financial crash that Matt Damon narrated?
Oh fuck!
What was it called? Well, Easy Riders Raging Bulls is a good one. I really enjoyed that documentary. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that book. I've read that several times. I find it's good to reread Easy Riders Raging Bulls every kind of like 7 or 8 years because you get to know more. When I first read it, I'd seen like maybe like a tenth of the movies that it was referencing, and then when I read it the next time, it was more. Then the next time, it's more, and it's more, and it's more, and it's kind of like you're going on a journey with it as well. I'm trying to find what that documentary was. What the fuck was it? Financial crash documentary. Inside Job, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, did you ever see that?
No, I don't think I did.
Inside Job.
What you were talking about, but you said that, and it was like, I don't think I do.
Yeah, Inside Job's really good. It's about kind of the like how did it happen? How did it come to happen? The financial crash, And it sort of traced it back to, the deregulation of banks and insurance policies and bits like that, and how like that, how certain people must have known what was going on, and how people were just so consumed by greed and making money at that point that they didn't care. So that was really interesting. So yeah, I'd say those two are the ones that kind of stick to mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So next week it's Renfield, isn't it?
It is. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am, and still going. It just looks a bit. It looks weird. It looks like a movie that maybe people think doesn't get made anymore, but it clearly does, because there's a lot of them coming out. I'm glad it's like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 93 minutes or something, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty up for it. I'm a little worried that it seems like there's no advanced word whatsoever yet, but
I will be happy if it's a fun 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that'll do.
That's what I want out of this movie. Yeah,
that'll do.
Right. Well, thank you very much, listeners. Thank you very much, Ian.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you very much, listeners, and thank you, Mark.
And thank you very much, Becky. Although you're not there, you're downstairs making dinner, I think. I hope, because I haven't fucking eaten yet today. It's on a stupid diet, because I'm going on holiday.
Good.
I hated it. I've got a week left here. I've got a week
You're
left.
gonna be fine.
Of dieting, and then I'm gonna be honestly, it's gonna be like the fucking fall of Rome.
Solid.
Right. Well, thank you very much, and we shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye bye.